Hello and welcome to my channel Malavika's Magic. Today I'll be sharing with you my views on universal human values. Let me first take you to the roadmap of my presentation. So first I'll be talking about human values and its types. Second, I'll be talking about the guidelines that one needs to follow while identifying a human value. Third, the one needs to understand the importance of human value. And the fourth, we need to understand how to implement the human value. So first I will take you the human values and types. So what are human values? Human values are the individual beliefs that motivate a person to act in a particular manner. I would say that it serves as a guide for human behavior. Here are certain values that I have mentioned: love, kindness, truthfulness, respect, and empathy. So let us now understand what forms the basis of individual beliefs. So here I would like to differentiate between morals versus human values. Morals are learned characteristics that one acquires, from parents or from society or from the surrounding, and these are constant and unchanging. Morals like respecting elders, speaking truth, all these are the different morals. The human values are set of principles. Now, this set of principles are acquired on the basis of the learned characteristics, and these principles, however, could differ from person to person, and it could also change, from time to time. So, like, if, for example, we can say that people, depending upon a particular situation, you tend to either, respect the person, wholeheartedly. And even though that has become your basis of your principle on the basis of the models that you have acquired or you have learned, but then sometimes it's a particular situation, and this set of principles may not be appropriate or may not be appropriately implemented by you, because in that particular situation you feel that you have been disrespected by a person or your superior or your colleague or your subordinate, and therefore you will not be able to exercise or you will not be able to act in a particular manner that is as per your principle. So you will try to make modification in your principle, and so therefore I would say that it differs from person to person. So then what are universal human values? The values do not change, but it is the implementation of these values that can differ from person to person, and it can change from time to time depending upon the situation, depending upon the changes that occurs in the society, depending upon the mindset of the people. So let us now try to understand the guidelines for identifying a human value. There are certain guidelines that needs to be followed. So the first guideline, I would say that when we are identifying a human value, we should find out whether it is applicable to all human beings. Second, it should appeal to human reasoning and not based on dogmas or blind beliefs. Third, it has to be verifiable. That is, it should lead to happiness of all people. So if it leads to happiness of all people, that means the human value, it is a universal human value. All the people will benefit from that human value, or all the people will benefit from our actions and on our behavior, and therefore the people will be satisfied. So now let us understand what are the needs of these values. The need is that, first of all, it will help us to identify our goals. It will help us to identify, understand our needs. So what are our needs? Our needs could be, that we want to help the maximum people, that we want the society to be a better place, that we want peace in the society, we want love to spread in the society, and we are hopeful that this situation will definitely, come into existence. So if that is our need, then we should be able to be that these values will be able to help us to visualize our goals correctly. It will also help us to indicate the direction for its fulfillment. And of course, it will remove all the confusion and the contradiction that we have in our mind, and it will lead to harmony in the society. So, therefore, it is very essential that we give a lot of importance to our actions, to our behavior, and of course, to helping people, at all levels, and helping people at universally, and also trying to reconsider our behavior from time to time. So, in fact, I would say that the values actually forms the basis and anchor of all our actions. So, having understood the need of human values, now let us move on to the implementation. This is the most important part of identifying a human value. So, the first thing is that when we want to implement human values, we need to first of all go through the process of self-exploration or self-reflection. So, whatever actions we are showing, we need to reconsider our actions. We need to find out whether our actions is right. For example, when the conversation between two people, the telephonic conversation between two people is automatically recorded in the smartphone. If that recording of the conversation is exploited by someone for his own selfish needs, okay, so that behavior of the person should be questioned. He or she should reconsider the action of his or hers, and then try and find out whether it was the right way not to behave in that particular manner, or and thereby, but if the person is you know is given a lot of power because of exposing the recording, or is given a lot of consideration, or is given a lot of support from the superior for exposing the recorded conversation, then of course it is that value, it is not a value that is acceptable to all human beings. It is not a value that is expected to be appreciated or that can be applicable for all human beings, because that person need to ask himself or herself the question whether he will be comfortable if such a situation occurs with him, and then he should then find out the answer to this question before trying to impose such a situation onto others. So my question is that when we are analyzing a case study, also we need to find out whether the characters have have uh, expressed their action in such a way so that the other person is not unhappy with that action, or is not unhappy with that particular situation. So if the character has been able to do it, then of course he is depicting a universal human value. If the character is not able to depict an action that is helping the maximum people, then of course it is not a simple value that is depicting. So we have to find out the what the character is doing, what are the actions that should be appreciated, what are the actions that should not be appreciated, and on the basis of that, we should go ahead with our analysis of the case study. So I hope you have understood the concept of human values and the concept of the implementation of human values. I thank you all for your patient listening. I would request all of you to like and share this video with your friends so that they also have a better understanding of universal human values. Thank you.